How's it going, guys, and welcome to the Midnight Channel. Today we're going to be talking about a little known game called 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Now, if you don't know anything about this game, which just as you probably don't, because this game has never really been really well marketing, and it's kind of really hard to actually market this game, being like the notion of how this game works and what this game is about and everything. But today we're just gonna kind of recommend you and tell you why you should play 13 Sentinels, why I think it's one of the best games that Atlas has published so far. So to give you a little bit of an understanding of what 13 Sentinels is about, it's regarding these 13 different characters and kind of their stories together as they go along these retrofuturistic style of storytelling. It's really really even hard to explain how the tale of this game is, but yeah, 13 different characters are kind of stuck around different time frames in times, you know, the 1940s, the 1980s, the 2000s, and so on and so forth. So there's different eras and different characters kind of live through their lives. A lot of them can be of the style where you're literally just kind of living their everyday life, but at the same time kind of seeing how they stumble into, you know, the mechs, the Sentinels, what they're called, as well as kind of how they interact with each other. Different characters have different connections with different characters. Some of them just kind of stumble onto other characters, and some characters just kind of all of a sudden know other characters or some kind of situations. And this kind of storytelling is interesting because you kind of go about their day and everything. You kind of get to know these characters in a really interesting level. You get to know their feelings, their thoughts, and everything. And you will think that having different characters, such as 13 different characters, main protagonists with their own storylines, will be really like badly done or something like that. But somehow the magic of this works so well that it really works really well. At no point was I ever lost or confused or anything like that. Of course, there's a lot of plot twists and everything, and I'll definitely get into it. But the way that they do storytelling in this game is something that I really never experienced before. Every different character feels extremely well fleshed out. They have their own thoughts, feelings, their own motivations as to what they do, the things they do. There is not like just like one good character. I feel like most of the characters are very fleshed out, very interesting, very intricate. And again, not only do you see like their bad stuff and like their feelings and everything, we also see like their funny side and everything like that. This game can be incredibly funny at times, but you may just not really think about like how funny this game can be. Sometimes some of the scenes are extremely hilarious, and I don't know, it's just the magic works when the characters are kind of interacting with each other and kind of, you know, what they're thinking about and everything. And then when you go into a different perspective of a different character, you kind of see their feelings on the character that you played earlier. And everything just works so well. The storylines also, like, they don't get confusing or anything. Sure, there's a lot of, again, plot twists and a lot of different crazy shit happening, but at the same time, at no point are you lost or anything like that. They do such a good job as far like giving you kind of information, and this cloud thing or thoughts where you literally can just click on different sections and kind of they give you kind of a summary of like what's going on with this particular person, what their thoughts are in this particular subject and everything. And they do interesting storytelling in that. But of course, it wouldn't be just a game if it was just a game, right? If it was just a novel or anything. This game also does feature story, not only story but also gameplay, and there's two sides of the gameplay. The first side is, as I mentioned before, just kind of going about their everyday and everything. There is these thought clouds, and you can have conversations and everything like that. And as a story kind of envelops different things, as you meet different protagonists, you kind of get more information. You actually get to interact with the world in a different way. For example, if in one area you didn't know a certain character or a certain key detail, by the next time that you know that point, when you do this particular storyline, you actually get to interact with the world in a different way. And at the same time, it gives you more clues as far as to what's going on in the world and everything like that. It's very intricate, and the way that it works is just more confusing than I'm actually saying it. Is way easier than it actually I'm explaining it. And it's really nice because it feels like so organic, and the storytelling never like gets bogged down because of that. You will think that having all these crazy storylines and everything will make it complicated, but no. The gameplay serves in an interesting way that allows you to kind of explore the feelings and the thoughts of the different different characters, and at the same time giving you more clues of the world and everything. So really cool. But besides that, of course, you do have the actual gameplay. The other side of the gameplay, it is basically the mech fighting, right? If you are going to be playing a game where you're riding these giant mechs and you're gonna be fighting kaiju, these giant creatures that are destroying the city, of course you're gonna expect to have some gameplay, right? So yeah, the gameplay in this one, as you can see in the screen, is kind of just this interesting, I will say something in between a turn-based RPG, but at the same time more like a tactical RPG. So it's half turn-based, half tactical in that sense. Every different character has different actions they can take. Some characters are more made for long range. Some characters are literally made to go physically in a spot and fight physically. Other characters are more like tactical, where you can plan things ahead. For example, there's some that have turrets on them, some that have massive missiles they can shoot away from the different there's some crazy attacks you get later on where you can literally attack the entire board, like everything in the entire city, where you can actually just attack that entire area. It's very, very crazy. There's a lot of craziness that is going on with the gameplay and everything, and I love the way that it's done, because it does have like your different mechs and everything. You can see the mechs on the screen and everything, but it's like you see like the entire board and everything. You see the different little miniatures of the kaiju moving around and attacking your tower and everything. It's not super complicated or anything like that. I think the gameplay could be harder, even though the hardest difficulty, I don't think it's a hard game or anything like that, but I do think what they do with it's pretty cool, and it's really, really fun. It's actually really engaging. I got super involved in every character has like their own unique abilities that you can get for them and everything, and I got super just kind of interested in like upgrading my characters and like getting new weapons and new attacks and everything. Some of the things that you can do are crazy, and I just love being super OP. This game just allows for like being OP like later on in the game, where you can just like finish an entire game in like 1 minute or something like that, like an entire match and everything. And there is actually like, even when you finish the game, there's like more missions to do, and these additional missions are actually like pretty fun. I think they do such a good job as far as like giving you the experience of like riding a mech and fighting all this kaiju and everything. It's definitely different from what I originally thought that was gonna happen in the game. I think they did such an intricate gameplay design, but I don't think I realized that it's not for everybody. I think that this is one of those things that it's probably just not gonna be a thing that everybody's gonna enjoy. It's very unique to itself and everything, but those who are gonna play the game, I think it's fantastic. Strongly recommend it from like from a standpoint of somebody that enjoys turn-based RPGs and loves this type of like tactical and everything. There's so many cool stuff that you can do. I extremely enjoy the gameplay as much as I enjoy the story, and that's one thing that I can say. Not a lot of games. Some games have good gameplay but not good story, and some games have good story but not good gameplay. This one, I think it does a pretty good job as far as giving you both. It gives you really good gameplay, and it also gives you pretty cool it gives you really good gameplay. So you can see the gameplay here. Again, strongly recommend this game if you haven't already played it. Definitely a game that you should check out. But anyway, that's pretty much it here. Just giving you a little bit of the gameplay and storylines and why I think the characters are fantastic and everything. It's really hard to put in perspective what the story is about, because anything that I tell you may be spoiler as far as like the characters and everything like that. Again, it goes through some crazy stuff, but I do want to say this game is kind of a love letter to like 1980s sci-fi. Like if you're a fan of things like Terminator, Robocop, or things like Alien, or the kaiju movies like Godzilla or anything like that, giant mechs, or all this kind of stuff and everything, Back to the Future, or like these crazy storylines and everything. This game like does everything like crazy storylines kind of thing, like going for the future, or like time traveling, like honestly, just it's crazy, it's insane. I really cannot explain more without giving it away, but this does such a good job with kind of giving you a taste of like the sci-fi of of Japan. And I don't know, it's just a crazy storyline. But anyway, I guess I should talk a little bit about the performance on the Switch version. Of course, a lot of people are now interested in playing a game on Switch. And how is the game? How does it perform against something like the PlayStation version and everything? Honestly, it's actually pretty close. In fact, in some areas, it's a little bit better than the PlayStation 4. This runs on, I guess it was updated a little bit. Originally on PlayStation 4, it actually kind of struggled a little bit. It had some issues here and there, and I can tell you this. And really, this new version of the game just works really well. It really does. I didn't have any issues. I played through a lot of the game, and sometimes, again, especially in the gameplay side, when you're like with all the mechs and everything, it would chug a little bit on the PlayStation 4. I don't believe that was fixed on the PlayStation 4, but this Switch version, it does pretty good. The entire gameplay is here on its full glory. In fact, everything that you're seeing right now is recorded on the Switch, and it's pretty good. I actually had no problems and everything, so I definitely encourage you to check it out. I think it's a fantastic game to check out, and honestly, Switch is really cool because I think the Switch was made for this game, or rather, the game was made for Switch. It does feel like that. Originally, it was gonna come out on the PS Vita, but of course, the PS Vita, as we all know, is kind of dead now. So yeah, instead we get the Switch version, and I think it's merited. I think the Switch performs really good. So if you were concerned about the Switch having some crazy shit or anything, do not worry. I can guarantee you the Switch version does actually work pretty good, in fact. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Just telling you more about this fantastic game. If you haven't already played it, check it out. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know any questions, like if you are interested in this game, or if you have any like if you need tips or anything, let me know. I love this game. I would love to talk more about it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye. But before we end this video, I want to thank all the members: Miko, Another Fox, Demicro, H2DK, King Narukami 45, Ita McNeil, and Rising Oilblin. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. I couldn't make these videos without your help.